Hi, this is Old School Paul, West Ham supporter, 40 years, and just wanted to kind of express my opinions about West Ham United. I'm living overseas and travelling for about 28 years, but I'll always be a Hammer. That's where my roots are. To go Upton Park and yeah, great days, great stories and stuff. Anyway, cut to the chase. What I think about West Ham right now is I think that Pellegrini, he ain't for West Ham. He's a great manager, maybe supposedly Man U City. At that time they had a wealth of players. They've got in Pellegrini after Moyes, and Slavan to me was put under the bus because the board should have spent money like they have now with Slavan, because everyone loves Slavan, as he played for West Ham. I don't know, he just has some kind of connection to the club, whereas Pellegrini to me and what we're doing and where we're going just seems a bit fake. But the last few seasons we haven't done too well, so everyone's expecting this season to be a little bit better than they had been in the last few seasons, and already we're off to a bad start. And there's moans from one side of the firm saying, well, just wait and just be patient, and things are going to gel and it's going to take time. But on the other hand, including myself, it's like West Ham fans haven't got patience, and they don't want to wait around. They've spent their money on their season ticket, and they want to see good, credible football, and there's too much analytics. We will be successful is if we drop everything back to basics. Is because when you drop things back to basics, you're simplifying the game, and you're not making it too complicated. Man, it's being over analytic and it's being micromanaged. That we can advance as a team by just playing the good players that we have. For instance, we spent 40 million on Anderson. Everyone's ranting and raving about how bad he is, or how good he is, or how he could be progressing in himself. But if you stick to that squad and you stick to the players that we have that are the reliable, then you will come out. Because you can't keep chopping and changing, man, week in, week out. I don't want to see West Ham playing like the next 5 fixtures, and what until Christmas, until we figured out our bloody starting 11. And for me, it's a case of we know what players can do, and we've seen them play before, and we've won games with them before, like Antonio and Noble and Ogbonna. He was kind of had a bad name and grew associated with the likes of Chiarte and Obiang, being slated as we need to get rid of them. I think Ogbonna's come leaps and bounds. Obiang, not so much. Chiarte, I was a big fan, but I'm kind of glad to see him go. In a way, it's a bit sad, but the likes of Noble, Cresswell, Adrian. I think every time we look at last season, when Hart was playing, we were losing as a starting goalkeeper. But every time Adrian came in, we started to pick up games. Now we have Fabianski, and he seems like a great goalkeeper. I prefer Fabianski than Hart, but I think Adrian should be the #1 goalkeeper, personally, just because I'm a big fan of Adrian. And we should rely on Adrian, and Fabianski should be the second goalkeeper. Half the fans are cheering like, Pellegrini. Half the fans are not cheering Pellegrini. Half the fans are cheering like, yeah, we spent $100 million, or £100 million, sorry. And, what we were showing for it already. I mean, at least I think there was it should be a goal at Anfield. I was expecting a 2-1 loss maybe at Anfield, but a good performance, a bit of heart, a bit of passion, a bit of desire. But, yeah, get back to basics. Basic football, I lived that in North America now. I've been roaming around for 27 years in North America, and it was the Americans that become micro-analytics in football, where they started having, distance recorded, time spent on the field, And now it's started happening in the UK, where they've picked upon that, and then now I think it's become too analytic, I think we've got to get back to basics and just play regular, just old school football. a bit of passion, a bit more desire from the players. I think that's lacking for some reason or other. They seem tired, I don't know why. Some of them seem unfit. Some of them seem like they just, you know, having players that surround them that, you know, 1 minute they're gelling and the next minute they're not gelling. Yeah, it's one of them things. I think, you know, people are saying be patient. We'll figure that Pellegrini's going to work this stuff out. In all honesty, I just don't see Pellegrini as a West Ham manager. I never will. I never have. I never will. That's the only thing, you know. Everyone's got their opinions. We bought a world-class manager. We supposedly bought world-class players, and yet they've not performed. And this is going to take time. Most people understand. At the end of the day, West Ham supporters want footy, and they want it now. That's the only drawback, you know. If it was Liverpool, okay, where Klopp has had his third year, and he's pushed the last season coming second in the Premier League, you know, but they've never faced relegation battle. But, you know, we've been through that thick and thin for years, you know, so that's part of West Ham way. You know? I don't want to see the next 4 or 5 games become, you know, a tactical equation from Pellegrini trying to find the right starting 11, trying to kind of make the players gel. With players there in the squad that we know that can play, take the old players, the reliables, and then build upon them players. You know, put in the likes of Anderson, he's cost 40 mil. Put in the likes of Diop, he's cost 20 something. You know, and work with that team, make them produce what we need to get on with. You know, the likes of everyone else can come second, in my opinion. You know. And if they fight for where they can get into the squad, then fair enough. But you need to work on Anderson. They need to work on Diop. They need to work on Fredericks. You know, he seems some promising. He showed some promising quality already. And yeah. So one thing to say: come on, you Irons.